Kuro finally dropped YangYang's full kit, and after reading everything, I genuinely think that she might be the strongest DPS we've ever gotten, or at least one of the strongest. She has one of the highest damage ceilings in the game, and one of the strongest free-to-play teams we've seen in a while, and somehow one of the most confusing kits Kuro has ever designed. So in this video, I'm going to simplify everything. I'll explain how her kit works, how to play her properly, her best weapons, echoes, teams, and whether she's actually worth your Astrites. Anyway, let's get into it. Before we talk about all these fancy stuff, here's what YangYang actually needs to do. She's a heavy attack DPS. Almost all of her damage comes from empowering one massive heavy attack over and over again. Everything else in her kit simply exists to make those heavy attack hits harder. The first mechanic you need to understand is melody. Think of melody as a fuel. Every time you use your skill, melody fills up to 100. You then spend that melody by attacking normally. Once it's completely empty, you use your skill, and your skill turns into a enhanced skill. You use the enhanced skill again to refill your melody, which means the entire loop becomes fill melody, spend the melody, enhanced E, spend melody again, repeat. Now we have Azure Plume. Kuro wasn't satisfied with giving her one bar, so they gave her another one, Azure Plume. This one stacks twice. You gain these stacks through your skill, enhanced skill, and liberation. Once you have 2 stacks, hold your heavy attack, and then this becomes one of the hardest hitting attacks in her entire kit. Now here's why YangYang becomes ridiculous. She doesn't just deal damage, she wants enemies covered in Havoc Bane. The more Havoc Bane stacks as an enemy has, the more damage she deals. At lower stacks, she gains up to 30% bonus damage. At maximum stacks, that becomes 36%, and yes, that's before all the other buff starts kicking in. That massive bonus only applies correctly if you finish your heavy attack while airborne, which is why every optimized rotation has you jumping before final hit. Now let's talk about rotation. Your rotation is actually pretty straightforward. Intro, liberation, heavy attack, spend melody, enhanced skill, heavy attack again, jump, finish your airborne combo, and an outro. Once you understand the melody loop, the entire character starts making sense. Now that you know how she actually works, let's talk about how to build her. Let's talk about weapons. No surprises here, her signature is comfortably her best weapon, her best in slot. But if you are skipping the weapon bender, don't worry, Emerald of Genesis is just as good. Next is Echoes. The latest set is basically made for her. It gives everything she wants: crit rate, heavy attack damage, energy recharge, and if you're planning on maining YangYang, there's honestly no reason to farm anything else. Next up, talents. Your forte should always be maxed first. Nearly 90% of her damage comes from it, and then her liberation. Normal attacks after that, and everything else is basically optional. Next up, teams. The biggest thing YangYang want is 2 things: heavy attack buff and Havoc Bane support. That's why Chisa immediately becomes one of her best teammates. And since Sui Sui isn't coming out anytime soon, so you can pair her up with Sanhua or Shorekeeper. And if you are free to play, good news, Mortifi is honestly an incredible partner. This might actually become one of the strongest free to play teams we've ever had. So should you actually pull YangYang? Personally, I think yes, unless Kuro completely changes her before her release. She's looking like one of the safest DPS investment we've seen in a very long time. Ever since Hiyuki, she has incredible personal damage, strong free-to-play option, amazing premium teams, and the best part, she's probably not even at her full potential yet because her future teammates like Sui Sui are almost guaranteed to make her even stronger. So unless you're saving for someone you personally like more, YangYang is looking like one of the highest value pulls we've had in Wuthering Waves. Anyway, that's everything you need to know about YangYang, and if this guide helped you out, make sure to leave a like because it really helps the channel, and please do subscribe if you can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.